Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this segment of Lucid Dreaming and Astral Traveling. So, lucid dreaming is waking up in your dream, but also sometimes waking up in layers of dreams within dreams. Out-of-body experiences with astral traveling are fascinating and often leave you realizing you are much more than your physical body. There's so much to lucid dreaming and astral traveling besides the things you hear about. And we're going to go in deeper with that today. Experiencing alternate realities with lucid dreaming and astral traveling can open you to whole new worlds, awarenesses, and insights. So tonight, find out what lucid dreams and astral travel are and how you can experience them for yourself with me and Cindy Eyler and
Homer Castillo.
As we share our experiences and knowledge with you. And as always, at the end, we will be doing our free mini light activation healings readings that always offer you real-time insight and guidance to help you right now with exactly where you are. So if you are live, make sure that you put in the comments, "I'm all in," and that's how we'll know that you would like a chance at being selected. So let's get this party started. So first I want to say welcome to everyone who's here already. Erica, Pocahontas, Delia, Allison, New York, Suzette, Homer, and anyone else who's watching. And we would love it if you would like, comment, share, all those things help us get these out to a larger audience. And I really think that what we have to share, people appreciate. So
yes. And I'm doing my best to keep tabs of the chat room. And I see all of you and welcome.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. So what a great conversation we're going to have tonight on very interesting subjects. Anything dreams is a big deal for me. And I know for Homer as well, because I learned so much from my dreaming. And that can be your regular average dreams, which I don't take any dreams as average. I'm always getting messages from my dreams. I see past life issues in my dreams. I see all kinds of things in my dreams. But when we take it to the level of lucid dreaming and that becomes more of a norm for you, then you're really experiencing much bigger parts of who you are. And let me remind you, each and every one of you are an infinite being. Sit with that for a minute. Infinite being. Infinite. You are everything and all things. So you have access to all these things that we talk about and share. And we're going to help you to really dial it in some so you can start recognize that maybe you have been having lucid dreams or astral traveling. Maybe you don't even realize it. But now that we're bringing it more to your awareness, guess what we're doing? We're bringing in the frequency of lucid dreaming and astral traveling. And you, by being here, listening and engaging in this frequency, whether you're here live or watching the recording, are going to start connecting in with the frequency of lucid dreaming and astral traveling. So if you have been doing it, it'll help strengthen your connection. And you haven't been doing it, it's going to help lift you into that frequency, into that vibration, simply by engaging with others that do it and that hold that frequency. And I just want to kind of sidestep at that for a second. That's why when Homer and I do all these spiritual journeys in all these different countries and power centers, we take on the frequencies. That's why we do that. So we can, well, for so many reasons, tap into ancient knowledge, which is light activation healing is an ancient healing modality. It has lots of, well, it's all ancient based. So getting back to the roots of that, it really helps us to get into the frequencies to bring even more to ourselves, to our teachings, and to our clients. And so when you can be around people who carry specific frequencies for specific things, that helps you into that frequency. So we can help lift you into these different frequencies with us so you can start experiencing things too. So it's really exciting. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing you're coming in on the chat. So nice to see you. So, Homer, do you want to start by giving your perception, your interpretation right at this minute? Because it can always alter and change a little depending on the audience and what you're feeling guided to share or in conversation. But what right now for this group is coming through for you on what is lucid dreaming and astral traveling?
Well, lucid dreaming is kind of like being very aware when you're in the dream state. Like, it just feels like you actually, it feels like you're in spirit. You're able to do things that you're sometimes unable to do here on Earth. Lucid dreaming is just being awake and aware of every single thing going on in that particular dream. And when you wake up from that dream, you know it's a lucid dream because you have all the details and you could remember it even 5 or 10 years after you dream it. If you can still remember it, chances are it's not just a typical dream, but a lucid dream where all the details, the emotions, the feeling, you remember every single detail. And astral travel is like just traveling. Sometimes you know where you're going, and sometimes you just go wherever your consciousness leads you. So in my case, I allow it to happen naturally. So I go wherever I am led to go. But sometimes there are times when I'm in specific places that I want to visit.
Okay, so why don't you give us some examples? We'll talk about different ones throughout the show, but any examples of lucid dreaming or astral traveling? And I do want to just mention, astral traveling can be lucid dreaming, but it can also be something separate on its own as well. So it's astral traveling is an out of body experience. You might hear people refer to it as OBE. And that's one thing we're going to address tonight is your energy and what it takes, what state your energy needs to be in to be able to access these sorts of things. Because you are a physical body, but you are first an infinite being, which is the energetic portion of you. Okay, your body has a lifetime, right? It has an expiration date, apparently. That's what we're experiencing on this earth plane. But the soul, the spirit lives infinitely. So what do you think about that? Sit with that for a minute. If we're doing this in an out-of-body experience, a dream state, when our physical body is not involved in any way in either one of these things, what is that kind of waking up to your consciousness right now? It is that it is your more aligned with your soul self. It is your energetic self. It's your infinite self. It's your spirit. And that to me, and I think Comer will agree, is more in alignment with the truth of who you are. So what's the real reality? Is it the physical or is it the spirit? I mean, I'm not going to tell you what it is for you because everybody has different experiences and understanding. So whatever you think is right, that's right for you. But I just want to point out the difference between the physical reality and then what's happening in a lucid dreaming or an out-of-body experience, astral traveling situation where your physical body has no business in it whatsoever. So we're going to talk about that. We're really going to go into that aspect as well. So Homer, could you give us some examples of, give us a really good example of a lucid dream or astral travel that, I don't know, why don't you start with when that started happening to you and what you're aware and how you became aware of what was going on? Because maybe people don't understand that they're doing it already. And maybe some signs just by hearing your story might help them to understand what to look for themselves.
Well, I've been astral traveling and lucid dreaming since I was very young. So at a very early age. With lucid dreaming, it's more like I just end up waking up in the dream. But with astral travel, so this is what happens. And I talked to Cindy earlier today about it because it doesn't happen to her, but it happens to me. I know when I'm about to astral travel because my consciousness starts to move like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm feeling a pulsating vibration in my head. And then it gets faster and faster. And before I know it, I'm like flying out into space sometimes, sometimes other worlds, sometimes other locations, other dimensions. And yeah, I visit other worlds to do my work, but also I go out to enjoy as well.
So, are you awake when you feel that movement happening?
Yeah, so like awake, kind of like the moment when you're about to go to sleep, but you're
Okay.
still very aware of it. So I'm at that point of, okay, I know I'm going somewhere. So, put on my seatbelt. It's going to be wild. And usually it does get wild, but in a good way.
Right.
Mhm, mhm.
And, so then how old were you? Do you remember when you started doing this?
Mm, I was always aware, even, I would even just say 5 years old.
Did it ever scare you?
Yeah, because there was a vibration that I didn't understand that my 5-year-old or even younger self couldn't figure it out. Because it was like I was feeling these vibrations of a heaviness and then the light vibration. And I don't know, it would just, I wasn't scared because of it. I was scared because I just didn't know how to make sense of it. And I'd wake up and I'd cry and run to my mom, and she would comfort me. She said, "It's okay. You were, having one of those dreams." So she knew.
Mhm.
Yeah, she knew.
Okay, and then how often would you say that you have it? I mean, okay, some people talk about, "Oh, how do you make it happen? How can I make this happen?" So, what is your typical like, do you make it happen or does it just
Mhm.
happen? And how often does I mean, of course, it's probably different all the time, but
Yeah.
how frequently would you say these things happen?
Well, first of all, I don't make it happen. It just happens when it happens. I mean, sometimes maybe I want to look for information and I will put the intention, okay, when I go to sleep tonight, I want to go to a library, for example, a galactic library, to get some information. So I put it out there. But a lot of the times it happens naturally. I just had one a few days ago. I was levitating. Well, okay. So every time I'm in my massage chair under my healing pyramid, I tend to go out. And I just had an astral travel dream a few days ago, and I was levitating first. First, I was in the chair, and then in the dream, I was levitating, and then I was able to go through the wall of my house and out into my neighborhood and float or levitate up in the sky and then just fly around. And so I was kind of having fun with it because I had an airline blanket around me when I was sleeping on my or taking a nap on my massage chair. But I also had it with me when I was in that dream. And just for fun, I wanted to, and because it was Halloween, I wanted to kind of spook my neighbors a bit. So I put my airline blanket above my head, kind of like a ghost. And I just flew right into their house. Um, and I imagined I could hear all these voices like screaming, "What is that?" And but other than that, I was just having a good time just flying around. It feels very natural to me when I fly.
Yeah, so that's a good point too. How do you normally feel when you're in a lucid dream or an out of body experience? Do you normally are you thinking like, "Oh, I'm in this dream," or are you just enjoying it, or is it scary? Like, how do you usually feel?
I feel very natural when I levitate and when I fly. So what applies here on Earth doesn't necessarily apply in other worlds. So I'm not restricted to gravity. And it's a concept that doesn't even come into play when I'm out there,
Right.
because I'm tuned into who I really am as a energy being and a spirit. So like flying out, it feels so natural, and it's kind of like just doing. It's like taking a walk.
It's
It,
like another day at the office.
it is. It feels so good, and I could do things. I could go through walls. I could because when you're energy, solid objects, it doesn't matter. You could go right through it,
Yes.
and you could travel just like that
Yeah,
at
and
the
I will
speed of
say
thought.
that the physical aspect of who you are as a human is not important whatsoever, usually in our experiences that I know of. I don't know about other people. I don't bring, it's not like I'm in this lucid dream or astral traveling and thinking, oh, my physical body, like relating to that in that moment. No, because I'm in my soul self, I'm in my spirit, I'm in my true source of who I am. And when I'm in that energy, like the physicality, the body, yeah, it might be like that's something I'm doing as my soul at the moment, but that's not the main who I am. I am my spirit, I am my soul. I'm living my infinite existence at the time. So physical isn't, I was saying to Homer, like physical isn't all that. I'm not saying that it's, not a good thing or not important. It is. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like, when people say, you know what, enjoy your life while you're here, because in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things, you're only going to do this temporarily. And your soul is very much alive in your physical reality and in its spirit form. And so when we're doing these lucid dreaming or astral traveling out of body experiences, we're not thinking about how to relate this to the physical at that time. And I don't know. I think people get caught up in the trying to manipulate their lucid dreaming. You hear about people saying, "Oh, well, I could go in my lucid dream and start taking control over it." Well, okay. So let me just talk a little bit about that. I guess you could, but control, that word number one is very controlling. So control means a limit. And when you're putting a limit on something and you're trying to manipulate your lucid dream, why would you care to do that? Because what you're doing is limiting your ability to see what this lucid dream is going to show you, take you, help you experience. It's like, why would you try to put a limit on that? Like, that's a very egoic, human, physical way to be thinking. It's like, I guess some people might do it just to see if they can do it. Okay, fine, if that's what you want to do. I'm not saying it's judging anyone over it, but for me, I'm all about the experience. I'm all about wanting to know more about what's up with my soul, what messages my soul's trying to show me and tell me. And at the time that I'm experiencing it, there's times that I might be lucid dreaming, and in the lucid dream, I might not really be thinking like, oh, this is a lucid dream. It doesn't matter to me really, because a dream is a dream. I remember most of my dreams. And I'm always just seeing what's happening in the dream. What's going on here? What do I need to learn? When I come back to, my physical reality, when I wake up, oh yeah, I'm relating things. I'm remembering like what happened. What does that mean? How can I learn something from this? So yeah, from a physical human aspect, I do ponder and contemplate those things once I'm back in my physical. But when I'm in the actual moment of it happening, I'm not going to try to control anything. I want to see what my soul wants to show me and feel free. And that's the thing about lucid dreaming and out of body experiences. Typically, I would say always for me, it feels so blissful. It feels so good. I have all these superpowers. I can like use my energy to push things away and draw them back to me, just like this magical things. Like, and sometimes I'll have fun with it. It's like, oh, I can, my superpowers are here, and I'm like when I'm
It's so much
seeing
fun.
things drift through a window and then going like, okay, come back. And then it comes
Yeah.
floating back. And it's just like, it just feels so good to be limitless, to be so free, to be able to do anything
And
and
it's tapping
experience.
into your true self, your
Right.
soul.
And then what's very common for me is the knowing I'm dreaming as well. There's many, many times when I'm in a dream and I know I'm dreaming. My physical self is asleep, but I am in my consciousness saying, "Oh, this is a dream and I have to remember what I'm being told in this dream." I'll download information all the time. So I'm like, they'll be giving me messages. And so I'm asleep, but I know that I'm getting a download and I'm very aware. Even though I'm asleep, it's like I'm awake and I'm downloading information and I'm telling myself, I got to remember this. I have to remember this. It's something I need to remember. This is like an important download. So I get a lot of informational dreams like that too. And, sometimes I do the flying and stuff, but to me, I mean, I know that's fun stuff, but for me, I guess I'm pretty intense when it comes to my spiritual path. I really am always looking for the meaning of things. I always want to know more. I want to understand more. And that's natural. I'm a teacher. But I number one do it for myself because I find it fascinating and I just want to know myself so much more on so many levels. And then also, through these out of body experiences and astral traveling and stuff that we can go, I'll say, Homer, we were in Egypt last night and we were doing this and that and this, and we were in Bimini and this was happening. Like, Homer's in a lot of my dream, and I'll tell him like, we were doing this, we were in this country,
And then I would say, no wonder I woke up so tired.
right. And sometimes we'll be doing
Mm.
spiritual journeys in these dreams. So I'll say so-and-so was there and so-and-so was there and they were saying this and
I
we
mean, we
were
do a
doing
lot
this.
of our work, out there a
Right.
lot of the time. Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
get a lot of information through my dreams and it's those ones where they're giving me information, I'm totally aware of it even though I'm totally asleep. That's a real common one for me. So and I don't know. I just want to say that, if people want to start experiencing more things like this, it's really, people say, oh, do this exercise or do this thing. And it's like trying to make you, I don't know, do different tips or tricks or whatever. But I'm about the energy. We're about light activation healing. And I will say, being a light activation practitioner and getting involved in that kind of healing will really help to open this, because when we're doing our healing work, I was telling Homer, we don't, for me, and Homer too, but for me, I don't see people in person. I don't know what 3/4 of my clients even look like. And I might work with them for years. I don't not know what they physically look like, but I know what their energy looks like. I know everything about their energy energetically. So that, working on people, and then we work in multi dimensions. So we're already teaching our students and practitioners how to work in multi dimensions at one time, how to access them all, see them all, work together with them, how to open all of your psychic and intuitive abilities. So you're clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, like you have them all open and all working together. So your energy, you become much more of yourself. And so when you're already working on those levels where you're always in the energy, always working multi-dimensions, always working in the cosmic energies, you're already doing it in your awake state. So if you're asleep where there's like zero anything for you to have any control or resistance over, or feel like, you don't know that much or whatever, when you're asleep, you're so much more open that you can, then it's just like, bam, it's easy to do these things because you're already accessing it regularly with your clients. And that's amazing. I mean, that's one way. Another way for Astral out of body experience is not related to dreaming, but I guess it could, because you could go to sleep during the process, is meditation that helps you to feel like, you know, you can go on a journey or a trip. And that's kind of what guided meditation does. A lot of times it gets you out of your analytical and lets somebody guide you through something, and through the imagining. So the visualization that somebody takes you through in a guided meditation, through the imagining you are doing. So you can experience out of body experiences like that as well. So there's different ways to access it, but how Homer and I really can relate to it is energetically, because if you're at the right frequencies, if you're open and you're not all shut down, you're open, your energy is open to experience. Like, that's a big one, being open to experience. So it's kind of like when we go on spiritual journeys, I tell people, I'm not going to tell you everything we're doing every day. And in fact, most of the people who journey with me, they don't even ask for an itinerary. They just know they need to show up here and, you know, we're going to go do it. And because I don't want them like planning and thinking and trying to control their experience. I just want them to be in the moment, be in the present, and let me do that part. Let me take them on that journey. They don't need to worry about anything. They just need to show up at a certain time. You know, wake up at a certain time, show up at a certain time. That's it. I take care of everything else. So they
usually,
can be in that moment. So hold on, Homer. And when you're in that flow of being open, trusting that, you know what, I'm held, and I just want to be open to whatever my spirit, my soul's going to share with me. Then you don't have to have these things blocking you, like, oh, the schedule, the worry, the what, the this. It's just like, okay, I'm just going to be in this moment and go for this journey. It will open your energy. And when your energy is open, then you can lucid travel. You can astral travel. You can access more dimensions, because you're not limiting yourself to the physical dimension of mental thought and belief and all those things. Okay, Homer, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to add to that. You know, it's when you just allow things to happen, that's when experiences occur, like on our trips. Yeah, you may get like a general idea of we're going to be here, we're going to be maybe doing that, but that's it. That's all anyone needs to know, because the universe, you never know, it will throw things at you just like that, and it'll open you up to more things than you even expected.
Yeah, and often, like what Homer said, like the universe can throw something at you, and that means it can get in the way of what your plans were. And if you're one of these people that is stuck on what the plan needs to be and has a hard time being flexible, you're going to have a really hard time. Like, that's why it's better if you just don't even know. You just like go with it, and whatever happens, happens. And we have had problems like that where, you know, when you're traveling in foreign countries, you can make your plan, but it's always going to have a little story to it.
You never know. Yeah.
Right. And so as long as the person you're going with knows how to handle things, you're in good hands. But sometimes those things happen so you can get into wherever you need to be to get that moment that could just crack open your soul in a way that you would have never experienced.
Exactly. Just like in India, you know, okay, maybe there's a flight that was delayed, or a taxi that was delayed or canceled. But then the overall picture, when you look back at it, it makes sense, you know. But when you're there, you're like, okay, well, maybe it didn't make sense at the time, but it's like, okay, now just allow things to happen. Because, you know, maybe at 3 o'clock we were planning on being here, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. The universe has something else in store for you.
Right.
And
And
we find that
sometimes
out
you
later.
don't take it that well, but you know, it's a big hassle, but you just, you know, I always have my plan A, B, and C. So, you know, like once our flight, we got to the airport, they're like, oh, sorry, your flight's canceled and there's no other flights. And I'm like, no, we need to be in Varanasi today. Like, we need to be there. And they're like, oh, no. And I'm like, yeah, we need to be there. And so I already had the worst case scenario would have been like, we would have had to drive there and that would have not been ideal. But if we had to do it, that's what we were going to do. But suddenly these flights opened up for us. And, they were actually better flights, but it was, it was just like, sometimes things happen to see how you handle it too. That's part of your lessons. I was just talking about this. There's so many people that preach love and light and being compassionate and understanding and loving. And then except when it comes to someone that they can't stand. And then, it's easy to be seething and hateful and judgmental. They forget all about the love and light. Like, oh, well, I'm all love and light and I'm always talking about this. But if it's someone I don't like, all of a sudden it's just like the love and light goes out the door. Hello, it's all love and light. Yeah. But it's not supposed to be only love and light when it's easy. When it's hard to love someone, when it's hard to understand someone or have compassion for them, that is your real practice. That is when you're really supposed to be practicing that love and light and learning yourself how to manage that and shift it to a better feeling. It's not conditional, but so many people are so conditional with their love and light. And it's really sad for me. Anyway, I think it's sad. I think it's pretty pathetic, honestly, because it's in the hard times that you're supposed to be practicing that, not just in the easy times. So, yeah. Okay, Homer. Going back to the, when you brought up something earlier about some people being afraid of looking at their body. So why don't you go into that?
Well, yeah, because I think I heard it somewhere, but some people would, they would get scared if they see their body. Okay, so like they're astral traveling, and then they would see their body, which also happens too. You may see your body, and then they would get scared thinking they died or something, and they would freak out. But it's one of the natural things.
Right. So what I was saying is because some of the people that teach about lucid dreaming or astral traveling, they'll do this exercise. Or I mean, I don't really know these exercises, but I recall this particular one where they say, okay, like lay on your bed and imagine your body, putting your spirit up in the right corner of the room, and then look back down at your body. So what they're trying to do is exactly what we're talking about to you, except we're doing it in a more like just be natural. They're trying to get you to move your spirit and be aware of your spirit, that it can be in your body, it can be out of your body. And so when they say, move it to the top corner of your room and look down at yourself, that's teaching you how to move your energy in and out of your body, and then like view the difference between being in your body and out of your body. Not a bad thing, not a bad teaching, but basically that's what they're doing, is trying to get you to understand you're not just your body, you're your energy, you're your awareness, you're your consciousness too. And the consciousness is more, well, I guess that could be energetic, but yeah, we won't go in. Consciousness is a big thing.
That's another show.
Right. So basically, you just have to understand you are your physical body, but you are your energetic body. And when you're asleep, when people, this is another thing that I don't believe, and it's okay if you do believe it. I never say that my beliefs are everyone's beliefs. You should know that about me. But when people say your soul is tired, your soul is never tired. It's your physical body that needs to sleep. Your soul doesn't need sleep. That's why when your physical body is sleeping, your soul is out playing. Your soul is out learning. Your soul is out replenishing. Your soul's out there getting messages and wisdom and connecting and seeing things and doing things. And I mean, I've been in war during my sleep. I mean, there's so many things that I've done, my soul does when I'm sleeping. So your body needs the rest, but your soul is not ever tired. Your soul is
You
energy.
just feel so connected, so
Your soul doesn't
energized.
sleep.
Yeah,
That's your
exactly.
source. That's your energy.
That's a human body thing where
Right.
you have to
And your
sleep.
body does need sleep. Your
Yeah,
body
it does.
does need replenishment. And
Mhm.
your body does need your soul, your spirit to be fully anchored into your body. And a lot of people walk around with their energy outside of themselves because usually that happens because something's painful in their life, whether it's a physical pain or it's an emotional pain, mental pain, or just painful to be on this earth. So being in a body sometimes is very painful for people. So often their energy is outside of their body. But your body will deplete more and faster if you don't have your spirit, your energy in it, keeping it alive. That's what keeps your body alive. That's why when people are deceased, when they leave their body, that's that point where their body is done. And in one of the prior shows, Homer was talking about bringing that guy back to life because he started working on his chakras, which is his energy system, and it jolted him into like coming back to life
Yeah.
because he was putting his energy back into his body.
If I had stayed longer doing it, who knows what would have happened.
Exactly. So it's really important to have, that's why it's important to get healings, because the healthier your energy is, the healthier your body's going to be. And the healthier your energy is, the healthier your soul's going to be connected to more of who you are and the awareness that you will have. So it's really important to have your energy cleared and connected and know what's going on in your energy. If you don't know what's going on with your energy, you could be getting blocked from all kinds of things. And, that's what we spend a lot of time doing, is helping people to understand what's in their energy, why it's there, how it got created, and how to stop creating it, and how to better themselves. And we have a lot of very happy clients. So, Homer, have you been looking at the chat to see
Yeah, we
any
have so
questions?
many questions. I think there was one question that really caught my attention. Let me see. I think it was either Anita that said that or Erica. Let me see. It's probably up there somewhere.
I
Something
did see
about,
one question while you're looking for that
okay.
briefly, and I think
Oh, I
it was
found it.
from Alice in New York, and she said, "Is it your subconscious or your higher self that was traveling?" Um, Hold on, let me just. Well, why don't you go with yours if you found it, and then I'll find hers.
Okay, so this is a question from Anita. She asks, so is visiting with loved ones in dreams considered lucid
Mm.
dreaming? Yeah,
You know
I
what?
I always
I
remember those.
love that you asked that
Oh,
question.
yeah, and I have, because when I have my relatives, family members visiting me, um, before that happens, for me, I always hear like a loud boom, almost like thunder, like boom. So that's kind of like, I guess the interdimensional walls opening. So, but I'm very aware because I remember my aunt visited me on my birthday one year, and I was asleep. I heard thunder and lots of pink light, and there was my aunt, and I said, "What's going on?" She said, "Oh, I'm just here to say happy birthday." I'm like, "Wow, okay."
I'm like, are you Moses incarnate,
I
Homer?
know it
Like
was like,
receiving the 10 commandments at the top of Mount Sinai or
yeah,
something.
but then it made me notice, like, oh yeah, every time I would hear that thunder, the dimensional walls would open up. So sometimes when I astral travel to all these different worlds, I would hear thunder first, and then boom,
That's
like it kind of
amazing.
like opens up. Yeah.
Homer has a lot of excitement going on with his things.
Oh, a
Um,
lot.
let's see. Yes, and definitely I've had, wonderful visits from my sister telling me things in my dreams. I've had lucid dreams with my sisters who are still alive. telling me important things they want me to know. So yeah, you know, sometimes they are coming in to tell you things. Dreaming's the easiest way to communicate with those on the other side because you're most relaxed. And then if you remember your dreams, then most likely that communication is going to be very successful. So I found Allison's question. She said, who decides that we're going to astral travel, our higher self or our subconscious? And I would say probably, I mean, I wouldn't even say either one of those. To me, I believe it's just my soul doing it. And, you know, there's something I need to know, or there's something I need to experience, or we're going to have fun tonight. Maybe it's that. Remembering your superpowers, remembering that you're much more than who you're thinking you are on a human level. And, you know, if you can do it out there, you can do it right here. So, you know, letting us remember those things and experience those things. I believe it's our spirit, our soul that's doing that. I don't, the subconscious to me is, no. And higher self, I mean, higher self is helpful, but the soul is where it's at. The soul.
Sometimes I even see it the opposite. Like, that's me out there, and it's visiting here, like, you know, the dream. This is the dream, the illusion.
Right. That's what I say. Which one is the real dream? Is it the human experience, or is it when is the real life the dream?
I mean, we may live to be,
it all is.
Yeah. I mean, we may live to be like 105 or something, but that's only like a drop in the bucket compared to the time out there in the universe.
Also, remember, you're living many lifetimes all at the same time. So this one human experience that you're in right now is the only one you're aware of, but there's many others going on at the same time. So that said, your true essence, your source, your soul, your spirit, that is the one that is like, you know, I'm in all of these lives, but now I'm just free because thank goodness they're sleeping or they're dead or they're something, but I'm free right now.
And you know, I could easily get lost out there because some of those worlds and lifetimes, it's kind of a little more exciting than the Earth life. I mean, but there's a reason why I'm here, and it's also I have to do whatever my mission. Well, I know my mission, but whatever I have to do here on this Earth and make the best of it.
Yeah, not only that, I believe that we're here we're co-creating what we want, what our lives can be. And you know, our souls are so powerful, and as humans we forget those things, that we can move mountains, and we don't give ourselves that credit, whereas in our soul self we're moving mountains like with a pinky, you know. It's just like we can do anything. So that means it's are you up for the challenge of the human experience where you kind of forget that you have all this? But, you know, you get in these kind of circles where people are sharing with you, like, remember, you got this. It's like a whisper in your ear, like, hello, the universe sending these messengers to tell you, hey, you're so much more than you think you are. Get on your horse and ride it in that life, because you can be a badass. You can do so much in this life for yourself. You don't have to be limited. It doesn't have to feel hard. It doesn't have to feel like, gosh, I just want to go home. It can be exciting, like, wow, I'm powerful and I'm going to do this thing. And how powerful can I be? How much of myself can I be? Because you've got your soul sitting there that will help you with everything. You've got angelic help. You've got the divine. You've got so much. And you're just thinking you're your body, this body, when there's just so much more around you.
I mean, my angels would even say, you can move planets if you want to. That's how powerful you can be. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions that you saw, Homer?
Let's see. There were a lot of comments on the.
I want to remind you, while we're looking for the comments, that remember to say I'm all in the chat if you want a chance for one of the free mini light activation readings, healings that we're going to do soon. That's how we select someone. Mary says, am I ever there? Of course, Mary.
Yes, and we know you as Mama Sutra.
We
But
couldn't
there is
have
a
it without you.
comment by Forgotten Shadows. I'm trying to make sense of it.
Okay, so Erica says the light activation healing has been amazing. It's the best money I've ever spent. Seriously. Oh, Erica, that's so awesome. So your sessions have been awesome.
Oh, and Delia said the
Unexpected.
feeling of earthquake. Yeah.
Unexpected and awesome. Let's see.
I totally get that, Delia. The earthquake or that vibration, kind of like what I was talking about, maybe with my consciousness moving.
Anita says, I have had cool things happen. Once in a dance class, the music was way too loud. And when I couldn't take it anymore, the sound went out and there was a boom, boom, boom pounding on the wall and the ceiling as though an annoyed neighbor was banging to say, shut up. But it was late at night. No businesses open next door. And it was a 1-story building. That's funny. Okay. Well, something was on your side.
Yeah.
Let's see. Forgotten Shadows. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before.
Yeah. So I see several comments from Forgotten Shadows.
See. I'm a lucid dreaming streamer too. Oh, cool. So everybody, the Forgotten Shadows is posting from YouTube. So check out their YouTube. I'm a lucid dreaming streamer too, not here on Facebook. This is an unrelated account. It's cool to see other streamers showing interest in this topic. Well, the topic in your title. Yes. Thank you. Also, I search this on YouTube Live once in a while, and it's 10-1, always just meditation music streams. Yeah. There's not there is people talking about things, but it's usually the kind of same things. Okay.
He was looking for interaction.
Yeah, this is not a podcast, but you know what? I'm saving all of our shows to possibly put them on a podcast. So if you go on my channel, all the live streams are there. Okay. I was just I just got knocked away.
Oh, okay.
We know more about the human brain and how and why it does what it does than we do the consciousness, and we hardly know how the brain works. Exactly. Oh my goodness. But we can equate physical objects to energy as well. When we break them down to their fundamental atoms, why would it need to sleep if energy does not? When they are equal. Not saying you're wrong. So I guess I don't really understand what you're saying. Why would we need to sleep? Well, bodies need replenishment. Brains don't work well on no sleep. I've tried it.
Physical bodies.
Physical bodies. If anybody doesn't need any sleep, yeah, that's great. Let me know. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just speaking from my own experience, and I happen to know that your body needs to replenish and regenerate and heal. And it does that its best when you are actually sleeping. And the deeper the sleep, the better. So there's that too. That's why when people are sick, they sleep a lot. Okay, let's see. Any other? Erica says, in my opinion, our consciousness is more about the physical world, but our subconscious is our higher self. Well, well, I believe that the consciousness affects definitely what we think and do and all that. And so does the subconscious, but I think the higher self is its own thing. Because subconscious can believe some pretty damaging things for you. And I always believe the subconscious can be the thing that helps you.
So Forgotten Shadow said, I've decided at the point you said dead people dreams are real dead people, that there's no accuracy to lucidology here. So I'm a head out. Okay.
Okay, whatever that means.
I don't know.
Bye. Wait, if you acknowledge this comment after not saying anything to me prior, I'll even be more. Okay, Forgotten Shadows, I don't know why you're disappointed, but whatever. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I don't get the question either.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I think she said that something that real dreams are real dead people. There is no accuracy to. If you said dead people dreams are real dead people, that doesn't even make sense to me. So I guess I'm disappointed too. All right, let's just move on from the disappointment. Let's
Okay.
go to something a little bit more positive and happy and
Yes.
supportive.
Okay.
Suzette says, get on that horse and ride. I had a lucid dream the other day about going to ride a horse. That is so cool.
Yeah, it is.
I have, when I dream about animals, they always speak English to me. I love that. Like, that's so cool. I've
I
had
love animals out there. You just
horses
talk to
speak
them.
English, like dogs speak English. They all speak to me in English.
It's kind of like being in a Narnia movie because all the animals talk to you.
I never saw Narnia. So anyway, I just know they speak English to me, and I'm always pretty impressed with that. Okay, a lot of people saying I'm all in. Maybe we should start so is there anything else we want to talk about the lucid dreaming and astral traveling before we get into the readings?
So we did mention this briefly today, Cindy, about sometimes after a lucid dreaming we feel so tired. Kind of like we were just out in the space like an astronaut and now trying to acclimate ourselves back to Earth. So that can happen. I don't want to say all the time, but that can happen.
Yeah, well, that's like even when somebody gets a light activation healing, it takes a little bit to come back to your body. Like your body is not used to being in high frequencies for long periods of time, unless it is. You might be. Not everybody. Some people are. But a lot of people aren't. And if you're not used to holding that higher frequency for that long amount of time, and you're in that, when you come back into your body, it's not that your body's tired or that you're tired. It's just that you're trying to get back to the frequency that your body needs at the time to feel like, hey, I'm here. But
Like
you might be
gravity.
really super spacey. You might still be
Yeah.
part of your soul might still be out there shifting around.
I
And
would
that's
have
another
clients
thing.
like that. Yeah.
That's another thing that happens when we go to our power spots on our spiritual journeys. And some people might start getting really moody, and so that's unfortunate when that happens, but it does happen because they're out of their element. They're not used to whatever's going on. They're not used to going with the flow and just allowing things to be whatever they are in the moment. And, when we're in power spots, we're in vortex energy. We're in different frequencies than you're used to. In whole different worlds. I know when we're in Egypt, it feels like we are not really of this world. Now we do see the people that live there doing their everyday life, and they're of that world, but we're in multi dimensions because we are there for a certain purpose. So we're in a different frequency, but interacting with the other frequencies. And so again, multi-dimensional, right? And so you have to know how to handle those energies. And if you don't, you just have to be willing to go with it and have fun with it and experience it. Let's see.
One
Delia
time I
says
did
she
fly
loves
in a
us.
way.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Delia. We love you
I
too.
appreciate that. There's no reason for anybody to be disappointed in this. I mean, if you are, that's not a good energy you're carrying for yourself.
Yeah, because
Even if you're putting it on us, that's an energy that you're meeting. That's a frequency that you're choosing to meet, and that isn't going to help you. It's not going to affect me unless I let it, but it does affect you because that's the frequency that you are operating from. So it is what it is. Choose your frequencies for your best and highest experiences.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Pocahontas says, when I wake up, I'm still trying to use my mind to move things. Well, that's cool.
Yep, you could do that. She's so funny. She said, I don't want to be greedy, but I'm all in.
Hey.
That's honesty.
We said, put it in there. I'm all in. You never know who's going to, everybody gets an even chance here. Yep. But I do want to say that I noticed that Pocahontas and Erica were here early, and I sure appreciate that because that makes me feel like you're excited
Yes.
about being here, and I appreciate that. I love that. So let's go
Ooh.
ahead and
Well, Anita had something interesting.
okay.
So Anita was around 7. She'll never forget an astral travel dream. She saw an enormous mothership. It was black and all these smaller ships, okay, coming out of it. Those are the scout ships, and they had the ability to move in different directions. I remember how freaked out I was. So yeah, so the scout ships do that, and they could also transform themselves. Oh, one movie that I recommend. I mean, it's called Flight of the Navigator. Old movie, but similar ships. It's like a 1986 movie.
1986? You mean the
The
1900s?
I mean,
Whoa,
it's
you're
kind of
old.
corny, but I kind of like the ships the ship
Hey,
in that
I'm a
movie.
creature feature kind of girl, so
Yeah.
that's really old.
Oh, I do
Okay.
have to say, one time I flew into my body so fast that I fell off the sofa.
You know what? That's you mentioned that earlier too, and I was thinking about this healing that I did on somebody who's actually a light activation practitioner. I did a healing on her, and then they showed me her astral traveling and that she was flying and she overflew her landing and she slammed into her front door and fell on the ground. And I was like, whoa, like that
That
was
could happen.
crazy. That was so funny. I mean, she didn't hurt herself, but it was when she did it, like she slammed right into her front door and then like fell on the ground. And she's like, "Oh!" And then I was just laughing, like, you overshot your landing a little bit, a little
Yeah.
bit."
I mean, that's
Okay,
what I did when I went in my body. I just flew in so fast and I just fell off the sofa. And I even said at that moment, good thing I wasn't on a bunk bed because I would have fell really high and far.
that's why maybe some kids fall off their beds. It could be because of that.
Or sometimes when we do healings, like what we mentioned before, we would see the body move.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, when I was doing in-person sessions, when I would wake them up after a session, some of the clients would really not know where they're at.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
don't. They look spacey.
very
And a lot
spacey.
of time, when people are getting light activation healings, if they are awake, they'll usually fall asleep and they'll go on these lucid dreaming things or astral traveling. Being in a session for light activation is the perfect time to go traveling
Yeah.
because we're working in with you in a very high frequency, so you're already lifted into the frequency. All you have to do is drift and you're there.
I
So
remember one girl needed to use the restroom after the session. And I said, sure, okay. But she was heading into the other practitioner room. And I thought, okay, that's not where the bathroom is. Let me turn her around because she was still trying to acclimate herself back
right.
to Earth. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into these readings, and today the focus will be what is in the way of your energy being more open. So anything to do with how your energy is open or not open. And I'm going to select Christine from Melbourne, Australia.
Ooh.
And we'll start with her, and then Homer, you can select somebody after that. But
Okay.
Christine, as usual, just relax, close your eyes, and receive the frequencies for their healing frequencies. And then we start scanning your energy in your body and going in to see if there is anything we need to know about what's in the way of your energy being open. Maybe your energy is open, but we're looking in general. So the first thing I'm seeing is a layer of energy in your emotional body, outside in your aura, above your head, and I'm hearing protection. That there's a shielding for protection, and it's to shield negativity. You don't like negativity, and you really dislike it a lot. And I'm getting chills. I feel like when I get chills, it's just a confirmation, which is something you need to know this. But what I'm getting is you really get agitated by negative energy. Like it does really bother you. So it's shielding, but I feel like it's from people in general, but someone in particular, it feels like a man. And you're just kind of got this barrier there because you just know that it's going to come and you don't like it and you're really trying to avoid it. So what I'm hearing with that is it's in your emotional body. So it's something that's really affecting your emotions, and putting that protection is actually serving as a block in your emotional body. And what I'm hearing is just, I feel, well, what they're saying is you need to express your feelings about how it makes you feel, and that you're just not willing to accept that kind of talk towards you. And then I'm hearing, like, I've done it so many times and they don't listen. But what they say is you have to persist and just really put a clear boundary. And then if they do it, just get up and walk away. Like, just don't engage in it. It's one thing if somebody's going to do it, but you don't have to allow yourself to engage in it by getting upset about it. Yeah, you might not like it. But the more you get used to just saying, talk to the hand, like, I'm not even going to engage in this. Actually, I think I'll go pick flowers or get some fresh air or go do the dishes or go take a shower. I'm going to do something more worthy of my time and focus, and get used to it. So if they know that when they're trying to engage with you in that way and it's not going to work, they'll start doing it less and less. So you have to just be really consistent with keeping the boundary and then going off to do something else and not letting it frazzle you, bother you, bring you down. Like, that's really key. Homer?
So immediately I got trust, the vibrations of trust and allow. So being able to trust what you are receiving, the messages you may receive, and allow it. I was guided to the mental area of the aura, um, and I was feeling kind of like you would like to have experiences, but um, you have to take these baby steps. Like if it's too much all at once, it may be too overwhelming. Like for example, you may say, "I want to see aliens," and then you may see one, and it may freak you out. But like I was feeling that taking the baby steps, but that's okay too. I was guided to the third chakra and the sixth chakra, the third eye. So just feeling a bit, it felt like it needed some clearing. So I was hearing the message of be open to other possibilities, kind of like what I just said earlier. Just be open to the experiences and what may come. When you ask, who knows, things may come in different ways more than you expect.
Yeah, be willing to change how you respond and don't respond.
Yeah.
I really learned that one myself. And I brought this up in a past live stream where I was like, somebody I knew used to pick dinner time to decide to bring up arguments or confront me about things that they weren't happy about. And I used to put up with it, but I really am one of these people. I cannot eat or drink when there's negative energy being talked, because I don't want to ingest put it
Yep.
in my food and then eat it and ingest it and have that vibration in me. So finally, when they would do that, I would just stand up and walk away, and I'd be done. Like, either go eat, I'd lose my appetite. I just wouldn't eat, but I would just get up and walk away, because I do not have to put up with that, and neither do you. Okay. Homer, thank you, Christine. I hope that was
Thank
helpful.
you, Christine.
Homer, do you want to pick somebody that said, I'm all in?
How about, because I want to try to get to everybody, but we're doing our best to get you all. How about Delia?
Remember to say, I'm all in, if you want a chance to receive. And we still have time, so we'll be able to get to several more. So, and if you already wrote I'm all in, you can write it again. Just don't be obnoxious. But go ahead and write it again and write it again, and if you want to. So yeah, you don't have to say, well, I did it like an hour ago. No, write it again. It's okay.
10 times.
All right, Delia,
Yeah,
let's
it's
go
guided
in.
to pick Delia.
And what's in the way, if there is anything, of your energy being more open? So relax and receive. So the first thing I'm seeing is in the back of your aura, in your, well, I want to say emotional, but then I'm hearing mental. So emotional into the mental body. There's some darker energy back there that we're clearing. And what I'm hearing is when you do your own energy clearing, if that's what you do, or however you get your energy cleared, make sure that you're doing the back of you. Make sure you're replenishing the energy in the back of your aura. Making sure your aura in general is all replenished, as well as the energy flowing within your body. I like to swirl it in and then swirl it around to make sure that my energy is moving and clearing. So what I keep hearing is you're missing the back. And so what happens is it depletes the energy in the back. And then that's an opening for things to come into your energy. And since it's in the back, it could surprise you. Things could come in and surprise you from the back that you don't really like. And also, being that it's your mental body, that's your thoughts. So your thoughts could be a much higher level perception if you were fully replenished in your mental energy. So if you ever feel like your thinking is not the highest that you've had before, or that it could be better, check to make sure you're clearing and replenishing your energy in your aura, especially the mental body, but all of them. You want to replenish all of them, because when it's weakened, it will bring your energy down and you won't have the highest perception that you can. Homer?
Yes, so I got the back too, but also I got the message of make sure you at the end of the day cut cords or do the neutral separation just to clear your energy, because I was feeling a lot of other people's energies around you or in you, especially the back. So I got the same thing about the back. So the shoulder blades, I got the back. It just felt stagnant in there and heavy. So just I was working on that, and also the third chakra, but the back of the third chakra was working on that, and I was already getting that you are already on the path to opening. It's just do your best to shift those lower thoughts out, release it when you can, or shift any like lower thoughts, lower vibration into higher vibration. And I was feeling tightness in the lower body, like I didn't. It felt like anxiety or stress. So I was working on that to clear that up. But that's what I got.
Okay.
Hmm.
Great. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Delia.
Okay, Ravendell, you're all in, and we're on to you. Let's do this. Okay, sending in the frequency, Ravendell. Just relax, deep breathing, and receive. And the first place I'm getting drawn to for you is your throat chakra, your ability to clearly articulate how you feel. And what I'm hearing is sometimes you feel like you can't be yourself. You can't be all you. That you are yourself, but you can't be like, you know how some people say, like Homer and I might say, like, people will think we're weird if we talk about that, or, but we don't care. So it's
We're
like
weird
that.
anyway.
Exactly.
That's who we are. We're weird.
So
We
what
own
I'm
it.
hearing is feel free to express yourself, and then you'll attract and align with more people like yourself. And this is okay, because when you block yourself from the communication, you're blocking yourself from finding your tribe. You're blocking yourself from finding the interactions that are going to really liven you up and make you feel excited about everything there is to explore and know about yourself. And they're showing me that you're growing and growing and growing, that you are, you're on your path and you are making progress. And they're actually congratulating you for everything that you have been doing, but they want you to just be more vocal about your truth of, what you believe, like kind of things we're talking. Maybe it won't be the things we're talking about. It could be. But as subjects like this come up, it's kind of like being at the family dinner and you're the weirdo like us. Well, in our case, Homer is lucky because his parents are like all in it. And my family is used to me, but I don't really just even go into it with them because But be okay with it. Be okay being totally you. And if something's coming to you to say, just say it. And the more you do that, the more what I'm hearing, the more you express yourself, the more you'll attract like-minded people to you. Homer?
So I was, Ravendell, I was directed toward your mind or your thoughts. I don't know. I was getting, you do a lot of daydreaming or sometimes in a dream state, but also not being grounded. So kind of like me. I mean, I daydream a lot too, but I know I'm not grounded when I do that sometimes. But I don't know. I was just seeing that, yeah, daydreaming, dreams, not grounded. Um, you can, because I was seeing that you can, you do a lot of dream work, but you can make the intention right before you dream. Like, I would like to remember this, or I would like to experience that in my dream. And when I wake up, I would like to remember that. So you could put it out there when you do go into the dream state. And the other messages I was getting was own your uniqueness. So you are different too, like what Cindy was saying, kind of like us. We are weird, but we always embrace it. We own it. So own your uniqueness. I was shown that you're very creative, and I was guided to your second chakra, just to clear it out a little. When you're in your creativity, that's when you really, tap into your uniqueness, and yeah, that's what I got.
So I
Yeah,
was also getting like, it's not that we're weird. I think people who aren't like us are weird, to be honest, because
that's true.
they're only getting half a very limited amount of their life awareness to who they are. They think they're normal,
I
but they're
always say
not.
I rather see the magic than not see the magic. I rather see it, and
It's just no, it's just like being in
yeah.
touch with yourself. Like they think they're in touch with their self just trying to be like normal people, but that's not normal.
And
That's
also we
limited.
like, yeah, we like to have fun. We do what we can to enjoy our lives. And
We like to grow and we like to experience.
yep, and we're open to experiences,
Yeah.
however it may come. That's what I
Well,
got for you, Raven.
we like fun. We don't want trying experiences if at all possible, but if it
Yeah.
happens, it does. Okay, Homer, why don't you go ahead and pick somebody?
Okay, let's see. Let me see. Who else did they say they want in? Um, Wild
Wild
Magic.
Maggie says
Oh, I
my
said that.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh,
you're
we both said that
at
name
the
at
same.
the same time. That's so weird. Not really. But she said, my vibration's been upgraded with your videos. Thank you. Awesome. We really
Thank
love hearing
you.
that.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
We appreciate the positivity that people can
Yep,
offer because that's all we're trying to do is be
we are.
positive and be helpful and offer some perspective for people. We're not asking anything from anyone
Mm-mm.
except maybe a like and a share and a comment. Hopefully that's not too much, but and a little kindness might be nice.
Yeah,
But
that
you
would be
know.
cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So did Wild Maggie say they were all in?
She did, and she did. Yeah, she did. And yeah, the moment you said her name, I said it too.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You're all over this place because I was looking at a totally different area and he was looking at a different area and we both said your name. You're very omnipresent.
Synchronicity.
Okay, let's go in and see what's up. So relax and we're sending in the frequency. And the first thing I'm seeing is like your eyes are so open. It's your physical eyes were the ones that I was seeing. They're so open. You're so looking for all the juiciness of life that you're so open. I'm getting chills. Ooh, I'm getting so many chills. It feels good. You're so open to the juiciness of life. Like you want to know more. You want to explore more. You want to be of service. You want to be helpful. You want to get out there. You want to talk about these things that excite you. And your third eye very cutely like winked. And it like has long eyelash. And I just get this really sweet sensation from your third eye that it's really happy that your physical eyes, meaning you and your physical, are awake and ready and excited for this journey, because I'm being shown many doors are opening for you. Many pathways are opening, but the pathways are undefined. So what I'm hearing is from your higher self, actually, I'm hearing define your paths. Like the doors are all there, but the paths are kind of broken, not in a bad way, but broken and segmented because they're not defined. So if you could think of 3 different paths, what would they be? Like play with it. If I had 3 paths, I could do this one, I could do this one, I could do this one. And really like think into it and feel into it, like what each one of those paths would feel like. Like put a list of this path would feel this way, the emotional, the mental, the physical would feel this way. This path would feel this way, and then look at them and say, which one feels the best to me? Like which one is most exciting? Not the one that's most logical, the one that's that your heart is beating with. And then walk through that door, because you have all your guides and you are being guided to take your next steps, and you're ready. And I'm getting lots of chills. So you're a very exciting point of your life of getting into something new and exciting and upgrading your life and your experience. So congratulations on that, Homer.
Wild Magi, I always thought you were not from here, from this planet, always galactic. I always sensed that ever since your first time attending our shows. It's kind of now I don't know what your physical eyes look like, but I always say the eyes are a giveaway. So, and I just saw a brief image of your eyes, and it has that little sparkle that I see in star people. But the message I was getting with that is there's really nothing that is standing in the way, because you do have the ability to use the power of your sight to create whatever you want. So you're very creative. So kind of like how we would do healings, you can, with the third eye, create and visualize what you want to bring in your life. And there's no stopping you. You can be so magical with that ability, with that creativity that you have as well. And I was getting, I don't know if you work with a lot of plants or vegetation, but it feels so natural somehow. At least in one dimension I tapped into, that plants and vegetation feels very comforting and natural to you. That's what I got.
I was going to make a joke, but I'll
Go ahead,
just leave that right there. It was silly. Anyway,
We are
yeah,
silly.
that's awesome. You're ready. You're ready to do some cool stuff for sure.
Oh, yeah, I just got something too. Also, the greenery of the plants. You can also incorporate. So if you go out into nature and you see a nice color in nature, like a green tree or green plant or green whatever, incorporate that into your heart chakra.
The heart chakra
Mhm,
typical color is emerald green.
mhm.
So very healing for you. And also Archangel
Yeah.
Raphael is associated with green healing energy.
Yeah, wow. Yep.
So great. Okay, I'm going to go through. Let's see. I'm just trying to go further up to see. Why does it start cutting off the comments? Now I can't even get
Oh,
to the
I
first comments.
think it does
But
that.
but you know what? Pocahontas and Erica were here early.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go ahead and pick. I see Pocahontas right here. I'm all in. So I'm going to go with Pocahontas. And Let's start the frequency rolling. Wow. Your energy looks pretty good. So, like I'm looking for the blocks and it's like, and so where I can see something is along the spine. And what I'm hearing is putting things behind you. Like, yeah, trailblazing and really healing and putting things behind you. But sometimes when you put things behind you, you literally put it behind you right into your back. And the spine is a real common area for people to carry old issues that they thought they moved through. So if you ever hear yourself going, I thought I worked on that, and then bam, here it is again, most likely, not always, but a lot of times it gets stored in the spine. Also in the spine, often are old past lives that are ready to leave. I just happen to notice that a lot in my sessions. So I'm clearing through that. And I am seeing a lot of old issues that they appear to me like dried up, crumbly energy. And so I'm moving that out of the way. And what I'm hearing is I'm hearing the word renewal, renewal, renewal. So basically what I'm hearing is it's important to, if you do get something that comes up that you thought you had let go, is to really do the emotional work with it as far as what emotion comes up. When did that emotion first come up for you in your whole life? Like, did you first experience that particular emotion when you were younger? Usually that's what happens. And what was the situation? And heal it from there. And then it will work on healing it for the rest of your life. So it's always good to go to the core of where you first felt that emotion in your life to begin with and heal it at that point, because then it'll knock the other ones out of the way a lot easier. For you, I'm hearing a sadness. So I don't feel like you're a big sad person, but there is old sadness that was stored in your spine. And I don't know if I don't know if this is associated with your father, but I'm hearing father, and I'm hearing disappointment. So, the other thing is, if it is something from a childhood, and even as an adult, remember, as children, we are always perceiving with not really all of the maturity that we need. And sometimes we think things are being said to us, or we're being treated a certain way for wrong reasons. They could be right reasons. I'm not saying that kids are wrong, but you're only perceiving with the amount of maturity and knowledge that you know. So I'm hearing for you, for certain things, be willing to forgive and let go of those things, because it just hinders your energy. And that's the same thing I was doing recently. Was like, I wanted to find out why I wasn't feeling as blissful as I normally do. And I was like, what is it? What did I do to change things? As I wasn't in a bad place, but I knew I wasn't at the highest that I normally had been. And so it was worth it to me to look at that so I could rearrange and realign my energy, because my goal is to be the happiest, feel the best I can every day. Because when you feel the best you can every day, you're aligning with what you want in your life. And when you start moving away from feeling good, you are pushing away what you want in your life. So the point of me telling you this is, what I'm hearing from your healing team is, it's important for you to pick your battles, let go of what you can for your own good, because it will get in the way of you being as happy as you can and getting what you want. So I feel like this is old sadness, old disappointment. And I do see your father. So I don't know what that is, but work on, coming to terms with yourself, with what that really was, and how, what you can do to start resolving that and letting that go. Homer?
Yeah, I was feeling the same thing in the beginning. So like there's a flow about your energy. So didn't really find immediately anything that was stopping your way or stopping your energy from opening. However, I was guided to the heart chakra, and I was trying not to go to the heart chakra, but that's where I went. And I did feel the heaviness, but it felt very small and it also felt old. And it was
Mm.
like as small as a pebble. So it was almost undetected. But I felt that. And then I was trying to go in deeper. It felt that um, heaviness, but also the vibration of abandonment, sort of like being left alone, or fear of having to go about whatever it is on your own. But at the same time, feeling there is a resilience within you to fight the odds, like to fight and to get through it. So I was trying to tap more into that and to really sweep out that lower vibration, that little pebble out from your heart chakra and the heart, energetic heart, removing that and just upgrading the vibration, raising the vibration. Um, and I got the color of light blue. It was more like a, and I don't know, because maybe when I look at your name, I think of the cartoon Pocahontas, and I think of nature, things like that. But just seeing the light blue was reminding me of the wind. So like wind flowing, able to flow, able to go with the flow. So
Yes.
you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, your
Doing very
energy
well.
looks pretty good, and you can be badass. So go,
Yeah,
so go get it,
you
girl.
could be Pocahontas.
Okay, Delia said, I had a huge shift after the last time, and I believe she's talking about the mini healing reading she got,
Mhm.
and decision and open the path to make major changes. Very grateful. You're
Yeah,
welcome. I'm so
thank
glad it
you.
was helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, come to the light side. We have cookies. Cookies
Wait, what?
sound good. I don't even want to tell you about my cookie story. I haven't even admitted it to Homer.
Wait, that's my language. Cookies.
Homer,
Who says cookies? What?
when I tell you about my cookie story, like I haven't even admitted it to you yet.
You ate some cookies.
No, but
You
I
made
am
some
going
cookies.
to. And
What?
it talk about a $50 cookies.
What?
$50 cookies.
Is it from Mrs. Fields?
No.
Wow.
Anyway, we'll have
S-
that conversation
So you're talking
later.
about cookies. I'm gonna have a cake.
What did I say last night in our Cindy's Insiders Club about what are we doing that's working against what we want? And one of the things was sometimes, and I am not wasteful with money. I don't waste money on stuff, but I guess I feel a little guilty about spending $50 on cookies. But it did include shipping.
They better be good cookies.
Oh my gosh, they better, or I'm going to be, I
I
guess.
mean, Cindy did have me try some of her chocolate ones, and I think it was the nice, um, expensive chocolate that was really good years ago. Was it Godiva?
Oh, don't talk about that. We don't have Godiva here. That's very sad. It's my favorite
I could
chocolate.
send you some.
So I used to buy these people that invited us every New Year's Eve to their house for dinner. I used to go and buy them really nice Godiva chocolate, and then because I loved it, and then I would wait for them to open that chocolate, and she would never open it, and I would have to eat her dessert, and I was really sad because I wanted that Godiva chocolate. Okay, anyway, enough of that. All right, who picked who?
Um,
You're next, Homer. You get to pick next.
how about and I hope I'm not missing anyone.
Well, we're
Uh,
missing a lot of the chat now. I don't know why it disappeared.
yeah. So how about, let's see. I don't want to miss anyone, but I will go with whoever I see. Okay. Um, how about, sorry it's taking so long. Erica, how about Erica?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
she was one of the early birds,
Oh
so
yeah, that's right, right?
I that much I remember.
Okay.
Okay. Just relax, and we're sending in to see if there's anything blocking your ability to be open. So the first thing I'm getting is a lot of energy up in your frontal lobe, which is where your thinking occurs. And the first thing I heard is what you think is not always true, and don't take things personally. So I'm hearing you are very sensitive, which is a good thing. I never like that is never a downfall. In fact, that is a good thing because the more sensitive you are, the more intuitive you are. And so what I'm hearing is you're very in tune with your emotions. You're a very emotional creature. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a water sign, but you have, and if you're not a water sign, you probably have water in your chart because you have a lot of emotions running through you and you feel things. You really feel things. So that can be a blessing, but it can also be detrimental to you if you take things and they feel bad and you harbor those bad feelings. And your healing team saying like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And I'm just going to sidestep. Last night in my Cindy's Insiders Club, I was telling them, we can think that other people feel certain ways about us, but we don't really know until we really know. And so we can assume they felt this way or treated us that way because they felt a certain way. And it's usually going to feel like something bad if it felt hurtful. And I was talking about one of my own experiences, and I was saying I took total responsibility for how I felt, and I'm not going to put it on them that they made me feel that they felt that way, because I don't know that they felt that way. That could just be me and my insecurity or my taking it the way I was taking it. So I need to look at myself and say, why would I think somebody would think that way of me? And just kind of put the person aside and look at the issue for myself. Like, I'm the one meeting that frequency. I'm the one thinking that frequency, feeling that frequency. And why would I think that about myself when it makes me feel like crap? So they're asking you to, really listen to this, because you're sensitive and you feel it and you really feel it. And if it doesn't feel good, it just starts boiling under into your frequency, and that will start to shroud your energy. It's like almost like you get this kind of a covering and a veil over you that is closing off your energy. So that's what happens is when you feel too much and it feels hard for you or hurtful or negative, you start shutting down, and you don't want to shut down. Even if they did mean to do that, maybe they're trying to make you shut down. It's working. Don't let anybody shut your shine down. Okay. You shine brighter. If anything, shine brighter, shine stronger, be in your power, breathe, be a warrioress, and just say, you know what? I'm not going to accept that. Not okay with me, period. And, find a way for you to feel good in you and not let what other people say or their opinions make you feel like you have to defend yourself, because you don't. Because if people say nasty things, that's the frequency they're operating from, and you don't have to be in that frequency with them. Okay, Homer?
Erica, I don't know. This seemed like a very exciting time because I could feel like a level of excitement, kind of like you're starting to wake up if you're not already awake, but you're gonna wake up more, like a whole new world or universe is opening up. Um, the magic is there. You just have to trust what you get, and don't even compare anyone with the magic that you have, because everyone is different, and what you get, the messages you get, the experiences that you will get, just go with it. Because I know you mentioned in a message to me before about the dragons. You know, yes, you can work with them. Bring in the magic. Just trust what you get. Don't doubt. Just go with it. But I was guided to your throat chakra, heart chakra, and third eye, just to help you. It just needed to be cleared out and just to be balanced, just for you to get your messages a little clearer. That's what I got for you.
Awesome. Okay, great insight there. Thank you. So I was looking ahead, and who was I saying? Johanna. We are going to do Johanna. So just relax and remember, everyone, if you want a chance at one of these little mini reading, healings, put I'm all in the chat so we know that we can pick you, because a lot of the chat disappeared. And so if you said it earlier on, we can't even see it anymore. So,
yeah, why is that?
okay.
Yep.
Johanna, let's see what's up with you. What's in the way, if there is anything, from your energy being open? Okay. So I'm guided straight to your abdomen area, which is where your third chakra is, your solar plexus, which is your personal power. And I feel real tensing there. And what I'm hearing is it's almost like you expect something like fears, being afraid that something's going to happen. And I'm not saying that you walk around talking like that. I don't feel that. But there's like this tenseness, almost like you're always on guard, like what could happen, like, oh, something might happen. And you know what? That's actually, I don't know if it's normal, but there's times when I feel like life can be scary. And you're talking like me, okay? And so sometimes I get these like, God, life, like, why do I feel nervous and worried right now? Like life feels scary. Like, why do I feel that? Because there's nothing in my life that's scary. Like everything's going on good. But sometimes you're picking up energies from other people, or you might have a cord to somebody that you're transferring energy and they feel like that. So what I'm sensing with this energy in your abdomen area, which is also your third chakra, which is like putting a block in your personal power, as being words I'm hearing is unworthy, afraid, insecure, fearful. And it just feels like I'm hearing you had a trauma, actually, from childhood. It's like something happened that really like jolted you, and then kept that like bit of that fear energy just sitting there. So it has the energy of always feeling like something might happen, something bad might happen. Now, you may not be consciously aware that you're carrying that. It's not like you're looking around thinking that all the time. I'm not feeling that. But you may not be aware that this energy is stuck in this area and in the way of you being fully in your power, being able to be fully who you are, stand for who you are, be who you are, walk with who you are, and get what you want with who you are. So I'm doing a big clearing on that. And I am seeing a connection from your childhood. Something jolted you and put that fear. It was like it was inserted right there. I'm also seeing your mother. So I don't know if something is involved with your mother, but also remember, when you are a baby in the womb of your mother, you are actually in your mother's vibration 24/7 for all those months. So any fears that she had, anything trauma that happened to her, any insecurities that happen, or fears that she has, you're just getting beamed with these frequencies constantly from being in her womb. So you could have even been born with it. I'm seeing something related to your mother. So either happening when you were within her womb or as a child. So pretty deep stuff. And I feel like you're probably just not even aware that it's there. So we're doing what we can to release that. And I see a cord in there from your mother too, like a real stable, thick cord that's right in there. So I am releasing that, kind of like some control energy. Okay, Homer.
Yeah, I was feeling deep stuff too along the family lines, but also other lifetimes. So I'm using a heavy duty technique to clear even lifetimes that are interfering as well with that, from preventing you from opening up. But that's what I was getting to. There's like old beliefs, old belief systems, um, like within the family line, just that doesn't really serve you anymore, from moving forward. Kind of like being in the dark, shut down, just kind of just for me it felt like a suppression, and not really allowing you to be who you truly are, which is a energetic soul, uh, energy being of light. It was kind of just hampering the light, kind of like shutting down, covering the light, you know. kind of like that from what I was seeing, but also like tension in the stomach. Um, Something about not able to process things, or it's processing slower. So the stomach, I felt like anxiety and some tension, and even going into the rest of the digestive system, like in the intestines. So it just needed to be cleared out.
Yeah, so that makes sense because the third chakra goes right through all of those organs.
Mhm.
So what I got with the third chakra, Homer found the energy is actually in your physical organs as well. So definitely needs to be cleared because you don't want to hold those things because that can cause other things to happen.
Yeah, it's
Once,
very deep.
all of our issues start energetically. So usually in either an emotion or a thought or a belief. And then if we will get signals and signs and triggers and experiences and opportunities to work on our stuff. But if we don't do it, eventually those things will start, working on your physical thing, and then physical issues start happening. So whenever anybody has a physical issue, normally I would say 100% of the time, I'll be nice and say 90%, but I'd say 100% of the time, there is something energetic that happened first that wasn't taken care of, and it went too long, and then it started to deplete your physical body. So yeah, we're working on releasing that, and really that cord from your mother.
Oh, that was long. You
Strongly.
know, it felt like it's very deceptive because it looked like it was like a small little thing. And
Mhm.
then the more I pulled at it, it kept going. It
Yeah,
was long.
it's connected all the way through to the back.
Yeah. So I
So
was,
part of it,
yeah,
and part of it, she sends in without you knowing. But I feel like
yeah,
that's been there like your whole life. I don't feel like that just came. It feels like it's been there.
yeah.
So,
And I was getting other lifetimes too, like repeat in history of
mhm.
other timelines. So it's doing what we can to clear that.
Okay. Well, I hope
Mhm.
that was helpful. Thank you.
I love your last name, cousin. No, I don't love your cousin. That's my middle name, actually. But yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Homer, do you want to pick somebody else?
How about Dawn Wonder? Dawn Wonder.
Okay. All right. So just relax and we're going to send in the frequencies. And I feel a lot of tenseness in your abdomen area first off, like so tense right up in that abdomen area. And I'm hearing that's where you're carrying a lot of your stress. It goes right there and it just sinks in. Um, And I feel what I'm sensing is there's a part of you that doesn't express yourself, your real self of who you are to the world. Not to say you hold yourself back, but there's a lot of inner holding things in. Like it's just like it feels like it goes in like this. It just like caves right in, and you're just holding it there. So that would affect your digestive system for sure because the energy feels really tense there. So we're working on loosening that up. And as I'm loosening that up, I'm actually seeing these little blocks in there. So there is blockages of energies in there. And what they're telling me is that the stresses build and build and build. And that's why it is so tense right there. So it's really important for you to express yourself. So that is the area of your third chakra, which is your personal power. Assert your power in a positive but firm way. Set boundaries. Don't let people cross your boundaries because if you do that, then you don't have to carry the stresses of life that are building up and building up. Because I feel like they're different things. It's not like one thing, they're different things. Feels like some of them are people, some of them are problems. And so sort things out. What I'm hearing is face your fears head on, face your problems head on, deal with it. Because when you face your fear or your problems head on, you find out it's not as bad as you thought it would be to face it. It's always when we kind of like try to not deal with it that it's almost like we're trying to walk away and it'll just start chasing us and it won't leave you alone. So turn around and face it and start dealing with it one by one by one, because I'm seeing all these like block, 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 block. Like, so they're different things. So when you can do that, you can start to release, and not carry it with you. It's like they're showing me this box and you're just storing it. But at some point you got to let that go, because you need to breathe. You need to open up your energy and let that personal power open and feel present and proud and secure and strong, because you are all of those things. Homer?
Yeah, I was getting the same thing, but I guess what you can also do physically, Dawn, is like open up your body. Just to open up, and just so the energy can just come on in. Because it felt like this, like the tightness. But I was sensing grief or loss. Yeah, in the heart area. And I was trying to avoid heart area, but that's what I was getting there, like a sense of grief and loss, and also the anxiety. So I was hearing that you can get caught up with other energies, because the sensitivity that you have that, and then, but feeling other people's energies around you, or even what's going on in the world. Just do your best not to be overwhelmed with that. I don't know if you saw our show about cutting cords or neutral separation, but that would be a good thing to do. Cut the cords. And also I was saw like a lack of, or issues of lack going on. That vibration. So just working on that, and shifting it into the vibration of abundance. That's what I got.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Homer, what's on tap for Friday?
Friday, we have either ayahuasca or galactic healing.
Or we might have a third option, because both of those depend on other people. So I'm feeling good about the ayahuasca part 2.
All right.
So we'll see how that goes. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be galactic healing. So what would be the next topic?
After that will be comas.
Oh, no, that's already scheduled for, is that next week?
Yeah.
On the 10th? No, if ayahuasca or galactic healing doesn't happen, what
Oh,
could be?
well, we have soulmates or twin flame.
Oh, okay. So that would be good. So
Okay.
it'll be one of those 3 things. I'm hoping for the ayahuasca part 2. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I did see that Anita wrote in the chat she wants to go on our next trip. And that just happens to be in Sedona in April. So if anybody is wanting to join us for an amazing experience of supernatural, Sedona-like energy, galactic energy, native energy, healing energy, high frequency energy, all of those things, ceremony, it is going to be an amazing weekend. The website and 3-day one, and it will be very fun. So hopefully it's going to be a small group, by the way. We're going to keep it at a small group because we just want to offer the best experience possible. So I think it's halfway full right now. So if you are interested, make sure you contact one of us and we will get you the information you need.
And
so
also,
yes,
to go along with that, we did do a video about our experiences in Sedona, so you can also watch that to get an idea of what that trip may.
yes.
Yeah,
So on
entail.
my YouTube channel, it says Sedona. No, the ancients. No, what was it? Aliens and Ancients of Sedona. That was the title of it. It's on my YouTube, and it was probably a month ago. So yeah, that's a good one to kind of hear some of the stories there. And so we hope to see some of you there. It would be awesome. That would be great. And until Friday, we will see you at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and wherever you are in the world, whatever that time is for you.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to seeing you then. And we'll be doing more of these free mini healing readings as well. And we'll be sure to have some very interesting things to share with you. And we hope that we gave you a little bit more understanding about lucid dreaming and astral traveling, and that you enjoyed this. Thank you, Homer, for all your input.
Oh, thank you. And we do see you in the chat room. We do see what you guys put in there, and we will do our best to get back to you or to acknowledge you there. But we do acknowledge you here, and we appreciate you guys just for tuning in.
Yes,
Thank
please
you.
make sure to like, comment, share. All those things help. And we'll see you guys Friday. Have a
Yeah,
great rest of your
thank
week.
you.
Lots of love and peace and blessings.